Hello everyone, this is just an ad. Today I'm going to do a review on this Ecovacs Deebot T30S robot vacuum cleaner. So this will mop your floor and vacuum it at the same time. Here's the base station up here. This is where you're going to put the clean water. Now you do have to add the Deebot solution to the water. There is no solution tank inside here. This is the dirty water tank. So it's been cleaning my house for a while and the dirty water tank has gotten really dirty. So once in a while you have to empty that and you do have to clean that out sometimes. Now there is a button here that you can do a self-cleaning with, or you can start the vacuum cleaner by just single pressing it. You can also in the app, if you just tap that bumper there, you can start it that way also. But it's going to empty out whatever's inside the vacuum or the robot inside this bag. So once in a while you do have to change that bag. Very easy. Let's take a look at the actual robot. Here's the base station where it's gonna wash the mop pads with hot water. Then it's going to dry them with a hot air. It'll blow hot air on the mop pads. And then it also auto empties, charges it, and it refills the Deebot. So there is a tank inside here that holds the water. And as it's mopping, it will put down more water. Okay, so the robot does have LiDAR navigation. We've got 3 buttons on top. This is the dustbin. So as it vacuums your house, it's going to fill this dustbin with all the dirt and debris. And then when it backs up to the base station, everything's going to auto empty out this port right here. Now there is a filter. Once in a while you are going to have to clean that filter. Now around back, that's where it's going to fill it up. That's the port and that's where it charges it. Around front, it does not have a camera, but it does have a sensor. It keeps wanting to start because it thinks I'm using my foot to press it. You can turn that off in the app, by the way. So this is not a camera. It doesn't take pictures of anything. It does avoid things that are low to the ground. It also has the bumper technology, and there's sensors for the side. Okay, so on the bottom we have mopping pads. It can raise and lower the mop pads, and this one it can move to the side to clean to the edge. There's where the water comes out to keep the mop pad nice and wet. And then you can take this off, replace it, or throw that in the laundry once in a while. Here's the brush roller. It's got like some little harder bristles and then really soft. There is a big comb. There's a comb in here that's going to help get the hair off the brush roller. Single brush, carpet sensor, fall off sensors, and the drive wheels. And it can raise and lower these 9 millimeters. Now, it does an okay job of keeping the hairs off of the brush roller. I still get some hair around the sides though. Okay, so we got some muddy paw prints. We've got some dirt on the carpet and the hardwood floors. Let's give it a start. So I told it to start cleaning this room. The first thing it's gonna do is it's gonna wash the mop pads. That's gonna do 2 things. That's gonna clean the mop pads, but it also gets them wet so that they're ready to go when it starts mopping. And it does use hot water. So what you'll hear is 2 pumps. You'll hear a pump kicking on, putting water down there, and then you'll hear the dirty water tank pump kick on. And it's also spinning the mop pads. This takes about 2 minutes. Okay, so it's done finishing the mop pad, and it's come out of the dock, and it's going to start mopping and vacuuming. And it is putting a lot of water down. Now let's check out the carpet sense. So when it gets onto that rug, it's going to lift the mop pads 9 millimeters and ramp up the suction. All right. And here come the mop pads. It is going to extend them right underneath the kitchen cabinets. All right, looks like it's doing a pretty good job on the carpet. And it's mopping up the muddy paw prints. Left a little bit of smear, but it's gonna get. I've got it set for 2 passes, and you can also program it to go wash the mop pads every like 10 minutes or 15 minutes in the app. So if you've got a really big mess, you can have it go wash the mop pads quicker, and then when it comes back, it won't smear as much. Yep, it's doing a good job. Just about got all those muddy paw prints. All right, there's the last of the muddy paw prints. It did leave a little bit of a smear. Like I said, on the second pass, I've got this set where it's going to do 2 passes. So after the first pass, it is going to come back, wash the mop pads, and they'll be clean, ready to go. Okay, so it did leave a little bit of muddy. It smeared it a little bit. It's doing a pretty good job on the carpet. It's starting its second pass. I thought it would wash the mop pad automatically before the second pass, but it didn't. And here we are in the app. You can see it's going back this way. The app is okay. I think there are maybe somewhat better apps out there. Now, obstacle avoidance is where this one struggles. And it's not going to take a picture of anything, or it's not going to tell you. It doesn't, like, it'll avoid things, but it doesn't say, oh, there was something here, and it definitely doesn't take a picture. But I would like it if it gave me like a little spot and said, hey, there was something there last time. We've got all the standard functions. I can do vacuum only, mop then vacuum. I've got it on vacuum and mop. High water flow, this I've got on 2 passes. Strong, I could have gone 1 more suction. I went for a deep cleaning path. I did find with the normal cleaning path, it does leave some gaps sometimes. And it does have an AI feature. You know, I'm not sure what the AI is going to be able to do with it because it doesn't sense dirt. You know, I could see if it sensed dirt and say this room's been more dirtier than others in the past, but so now it's going over those muddy paw prints the second time. Now again, it has not washed those mop pads. There's lots of settings in the app. I go over every single setting in my setup video. Mop pad lifting, intelligent. So I've got it every 15 minutes it's going to wash, or you could do by room. You'll use a lot of water if it's every 10 minutes. The hot air drying, auto empty, intelligent, deep mopping. I thought that pad would only be extended when it's on the sides, but it keeps it extended all the time. I think I did turn that on. It says it's constantly mopping to get maximum coverage. It does have the Yoko voice assistance, which I don't find to be all that helpful. I did activate that where you tap the pad to start it. I don't recommend that because I find that if I bump it, it starts it. Or if I'm trying to handle it, I've had to pick it up a few times and then it starts and it kind of becomes a problem. They give you a switch right here, so I don't recommend activating just to tap the bumper pad. Okay, let's take a look. So it's doing a good job. It's got a small filter area and all the debris is going right up against that filter in the back. But some of it, like the big heavy stuff, is going down. So the filter does kind of get clogged relatively quick. But nothing stands there, you know, nothing gets stuck right there. And for I've got the 3D sensitivity on. I've got it on high sensitivity. There's that foot control. I turned that on. It has really struggled with cords. Okay, so back here in this area, it keeps getting caught on those cords. Now, other vacuum cleaners can see those cords and avoid them. But this one will go back there and it gets all tangled up. And so I got my Amazon Basics fan here. It broke it. It dragged that cord and it was starting to drag the fan. You know, the cord was on the ground. It was plugged in, but it was laying on the ground way far away from where I had it. And it just had a problem. And in fact, it's even left its mop, like during when that happened, I found the mop pads laying on the ground. So I obviously had a big struggle with something over here. And the mop pads were away from the robot, which they're not supposed to detach. And it struggles with these cords here, which for $1,000, I would want it to avoid those cords. But I think that has to do with the sensor on the front not being most advanced. Okay, so it's all done. It's returning to the station. I do find the mop washing to be kind of the loudest of these higher end ones. And the drying, when it dries the mop pads, I found that to be kind of loud. Actually, it's probably the loudest one I've found. And I've had it do this. Sometimes it can't find the dock. This is not very good for multiple floors. I know you can map, like, I think 4 different levels. But when I map my upstairs, unless you set it in the exact spot every single time, it'll start creating a new map. It's kind of weird to explain, but I'll tell it, hey, you're on the first floor. Let's go clean the first floor. And I'll go upstairs and set it down. And it gets a little confused. And you definitely can't move the base station. Now, that may not seem like a big deal, but on several robots, I know Roborock, I mean, there's so many that you can move that base station and it'll undock itself. It'll kind of find itself, and then it kind of repositions the dock on the map. This one is definitely not the case. I think that's why it struggles with multiple floors unless you set it right in the exact same spot every time. Here's the auto empty. And it'll do it twice. Here's the washing. Takes about two minutes. And it's the same at the beginning and the end. Like, they don't wash it differently when it's all done. But it actually has been getting a lot of dirt up, so I can't say it's not working. It does work. The obstacle avoidance is where I'm going to deduct points on it. So I'm not even going to do I'm not going to do the test with it fails for the fake poop. It fails for iPhone cables. It fails for cords on the ground. It does sense like things like that pole there. It doesn't sense the thing going between the poles sometimes, but so obstacle avoidance is just not the best. And here's the app. I've had the Deebot. No, that's the Oco. This is the main page. You go into it. I've had it kind of hiccup a few times. I've had to close it, reopen it, tap to view the maintenance log. So it gives you a clean report, shows you where it cleaned. It's got the typical base station. You see the map when you first open it. I like that part, that you can see the map. And again, you can do rooms, zones. The scenarios I've not gotten into yet. I know some of these are really starting to do it like after you eat and different things, but I haven't started those. And I have put some virtual walls up, and I have had it go past a couple of, I was wondering why was it down here one time cleaning. I'm like, I had a virtual wall back there, so. And then I had to remap my house, so I would have liked it to be a little more seamless. Again, here's its drying. Now that's pretty loud. It may be hard for you to hear that, but that is one of the loudest ones. So here it's been cleaning my house. Now that water is, I can tell, it's using heated water. This water it's a little warm. So you can see it does work. I mean, it's hard to dispute that. Yeah, here's that AI. Generate cleaning settings according to your cleaning habits, cleaning histories, floor materials, room types, and dirtiness of floor. I don't know how it knows how dirty the floor is. It doesn't talk about having a sensor or anything. And here's the station. I've got typical stations. I can turn those off. Standard and deep, self-clean. I can do a self-clean when I do the maintenance on it. Okay, so I've got the scorecard. It got an 84, which is a B, which is what I would expect. It's not a bad robot vacuum. It's just 9 millimeters. That's not super high, but it's okay. I really dinged it on obstacle avoidance. You know, it does do some obstacle avoidance, but not the major stuff. Now let me talk. Yeah, it doesn't do pictures. Maintenance. The maintenance on it is easy, but parts availability. I sort of worry about Ecovacs. If you go on Amazon, there's a lot of third-party parts for this, like the dust bags, the brush rollers, and all of that. I would like to see the parts available from Ecovacs. That kind of tells me that they're supporting it. I don't see the parts available from Ecovacs. Now, sometimes that can delay. This is brand new. I mean, I would really like for that. That should be available on the first day of the robot. But if it's available in a month or two, that's fine, I guess. But I don't even know if it came with an extra bag. I don't think it did, but that should last a month. So yeah, if you don't have a lot of cords on the ground, you know, if you don't need that true obstacle avoidance, you are going to be able to save some money. Now, would I actually spent $1,000 on this. Would I spend $1,000 on this? No, I would not. I think there are some better ones out there, maybe even the Q Revo V Max, but these prices, they start out high. It's already down to 900. I would expect that to see hopefully around 800. I think 750 to 800 would be a great price for that one, because it does actually work. I mean, you run into problems with the obstacle avoidance. That's where I really dinged it. And you know, I really want to see those parts availability, because you're going to have this probably for a year or two, and you're going to have to replace the brush. You're going to have to replace the bags, you know, and I know third-party stuff works pretty good, but you don't want to buy the third-party, oh, it doesn't fit, or it doesn't work as right. It doesn't work as good. Sometimes you want to get the Ecovacs. Now, I measured to the top of the LiDAR is 4 inches from the ground to the top. It seems tall. It just kind of seems big. Now, I do have a video on the setup for this, how to put the docking station together. I go through all the measurements, all the amperages, everything to do with the app, how to set it up. Setup was relatively easy. There was a few glitches, but some of that was my fault. Yeah, I guess what surprised me the most is how much it was getting wrapped up in cords. Because I'll turn the other vacuum cleaners loose in my basement, and I've got cords around and different things, and they do relatively okay. I mean, they'll avoid them. But this one just seemed to find every cord and get wrapped up in it. And it didn't stop either. It kind of got wrapped up in them and kept going. So again, it's very nice to buy these with my own money. That way I can give you an honest review. This is my honest review. It does have a place. It actually is a decent robot vacuum cleaner. This Ecovacs, I think, has a big following. I don't know a whole lot about them. I don't know their customer support. Again, the one thing that kind of bugs me is parts availability. I would love to see those available. And you got to put your own solution in. You know, they're starting to come now. They're realizing, you know, put a solution tank. Let's fill a solution tank up, and they can do it. Let it fill the solution tank up. You know, let it mix with the water. But maybe you just want to mop with water. I don't know. You know, these do seem relatively big. You know, it actually did it did a good job on this carpet, getting stuff. The side brush stays running even when it's on carpet. It did struggle right next to the carpet a little bit. But you know, those muddy paw prints, they are gone. Now, granted, it is smearing it, and you're hoping the mop pads catch it all. And so here we have some of my favorite, the Eufy X10 Pro Omni, Roborock Q Revo Max V, X30, Dream X30, X40. So these are better than that one. Even this, you know, the Eufy one, it's like $650. It might be a little bit of a step down just because everything's kind of smaller. but the Eufy has better obstacle avoidance, and it takes pictures. It's got a camera on the front that you can use. It takes pictures of the dog poop and sends it and says a warning, hey, you have dog poop on the ground. So $650 for the Eufy X10 Pro Omni. So you see what I mean? You know, the Roborock Q Revo Max V, it has about the same obstacle avoidance as the Q Revo Max V. But I like the Q Revo, the Roborock, because parts are available. I just dealt with their customer service. It was okay. They replaced the S8 Max V. They gave me a new one. It was having a LiDAR issue. So I can give them some points for customer service. They do have parts availability. So Eufy, I love their customer service is probably top notch. They're like Shark. Shark has probably the best customer service. Eufy has really good customer service. I don't know about Dream yet. I haven't had any problems. I hear people talk about Dream, and their customer service isn't the best, but I have not been able to say anything about that. I still have the L20 here. It's kind of in retirement mode right now. Got some Roombas, got some new Tinicos. So if you could, check me out on Instagram, Just a Dad Videos. I'm also on Facebook group page, and I'm also on TikTok. So I love what I do. I love giving you the most honest reviews that I can give you. I buy the products with my own money. I'm not paid for these videos. That way I can keep telling you exactly how I feel about these. So again, I really do appreciate everybody's support. If you could, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe, and thanks for watching.